I think what's so maddening about being an American right now and an American the last 10 years is how Donald Trump, whom we refer to as Kanks, gets away with so much shit. It's just so unbelievable. The lack of accountability over and over and over repeated. It's like when you stop and think about it and you see on the news the more and more that he's getting away with, it's just jaw dropping, and it just jolts the conscience that this man seems to be the exception and that so many people celebrate the villain and go along with such a piece of shit and say, yeah, he can do all of these evil things and we're going to support him and we're going to love him. All right. First up, we have, this is just unbelievable. Actually, it is believable. Kanks now is priming the public that he's going to start robbing the piggy bank. And this is step one. He wants $230 million. Kylie, go ahead and play the video.
You're just very good.
Follow up on her question to you, because the New York Times is reporting that your legal team is seeking $230 million from your own Justice Department now in response to the investigations into you.
Could be.
Is that something you want your legal team to do?
I don't know what the numbers are. I don't even talk to them about it. All I know is that they would owe me a lot of money, but I'm not looking for money. I'd give it to charity or something. I would give it to charity, any money. But look, what they did, they rigged the election. And as you know, we had, in one case, 60 Minutes had to pay us a lot of money. George Slavadopoulos had to pay us a lot of money. And they already paid. You know, they paid me a lot of money because what they did was wrong. And, you know, when somebody does what's wrong. Now, with the country, it's interesting because I'm the one that makes the decision, right?
Okay, I've heard enough. Yeah. So basically, the New York Times broke this story that he wants $230 million from the federal government. Mind you, he has no problem cutting Medicare, Medicaid, all of these things. He's building a $250 million ballroom, the jet, and on and on. This is such a massive scandal, but it goes back to how I started the episode. This guy just gets away with everything, and this just gets kind of sifted through the news cycle, and we go on. But in my opinion, this is much bigger than him wanting just the 230. He is priming the public that everything in the federal government is to service him. The Treasury, the DOJ, which we've already seen, all branches of government, all governmental agencies are his personal concierge service. And now the U.S. Treasury is going to be his piggy bank.
What infuriates me about this, I mean, all of it, the corruption, the bullshit about it, Merrick Garland, I could go on for an hour, but he has the examples of CBS and ABC through George Stephanopoulos because they obeyed in advance. They didn't stand and fight, and it empowered him to do all this shit. It enrages me.
You're 100% correct that the industry titans, the universities and the law firms, and even Trump himself has said, I didn't think it would be this easy. I thought we'd get more pushback. And that's pretty telling. You know, it's incredible how quickly people become cowards. I'm shocked that you ascend and you're the head of a university or of a law firm or a CEO, and you've done so well in life. And then you completely buckle for this guy. It's just, it's really staggering about leadership in this country across all facets of industry. All right. Number two here, we have, he's still butthurt about the 2020 election. And this is where him complaining about that is one thing, but here's where it gets really, really dangerous, where he's talking about, we're never going to let that happen again. He's basically saying, I'm never going to lose an election again. Right. Play the clip.
Really, I think it's got to be handled in a proper way. If it's not handled in a proper way, we don't want it to happen again. We can never let what happened in the 2020 election happen again. We just can't let that happen. And so the way we go, I know Cashia's working on it. Everybody's working on it, and certainly Tulsi's working on it. We can't let that happen again to our country. Look at what's happened, where you have millions of people being allowed to come into our country, all because of a crooked election, where they come from prisons, they come from jails, they come from mental institutions and insane asylums, they're drug dealers. The people...
He cannot get past the insane asylums. But what he's doing, he can't. where he needs to be. But what he's doing is he's calling out, he's doing a roll call in that, in my opinion, Cash, Tulsi. He's gotten his cabinet to commit crimes.
Absolutely.
So that in turn, they will, like Kristi Noem, they will go along with the stealing and the rigging and the bribing and whatever they have to do to keep power, because otherwise, as you always point out, none of these other dipshits have immunity. Right. And Kristi Noem, can you imagine? I mean, she's committed so many crimes. And so that's why I think he does the roll call in that. Like, I've got all these people working on it because we're going to make sure none of us are ever held accountable for this fascist field trip that we're on right now.
Kind of reminds me of his Trump 2028 flags and the Republicans standing around saying, oh, yeah, well, maybe he can run again. He'd be the top cabinet. It's like, it's two terms, full stop. But he never plans to leave. And he will lie, cheat, and steal. Doesn't matter who does what, crime-wise, as long as he stays in power.
Okay. And then here he is, you guys. He's just, I know that it's excruciating, but we all need to realize, look at the frailty and the senility on display here. And saying washing this man and not playing him doesn't help us. Here he is. He's just such a petty, childish, diaper-wearing little man baby that needs his man bra. Play the clip.
The great George Washington, all the way to, well, I think we have to rate him above me. So less than great, less than George. Somebody went up there, they say, you're the third best president in the United States. This was on television, third best. And they said, who are the first two? George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. And I got extremely angry at this man. You know, you can't, it's going to be tough to beat, Mr. Senator. It's going to be, John, it's going to be very tough to beat Washington and Lincoln, but we're going to give it a try, right? Hey, they didn't put out 8 wars, 9 coming, all right? We put out 8 wars, and the 9th is coming, believe it or not.
Put out 8 wars. Those are all the Republican senators sitting in the bastardized Rose Garden, applauding that what he's saying even makes no sense. The fact that they're sitting there cheering on a man that's in a position where obviously you have to have confidence and believe in yourself to be able to do that. But that he's sitting there talking about in real time, I'm going to be better than Abraham Lincoln and George Washington. Somebody said I wasn't, and that made me mad. And they're all sitting there cheering. These are the same people that lost their minds when Obama wore a tan suit. And these are the same people that said they thought Obama was cocky and arrogant. It's fascinating, the hypocrisy that these people are capable of living in. They can apply the rules to a Democrat. Sure. But then they provide cover for this piece of shit. And I would get it. Like, if this guy were like, let's say he had, wasn't such a nut and disguised it all better, then, and maybe like Ronald Reagan, you know, he acted polite and gentlemanly all the time, even though he, you know, demeaned the poor and all of those things. They brazenly support a man that brazenly shits on human rights all day, every day, and that brazenly shits on the Constitution and democracy. And every single one of those Republican, national security, fiscal Republican, family value, crotchety, crusty old white senators sit there and applaud something that 6 months ago, if a Democrat would have done it, they would have been clutching their pearls to hell and back.
Just imagine if Biden had shown an AI video of him driving or, you know, flying a plane and dumping shit on American citizens. Just for a second, imagine the meltdown in the right-wing manosphere. It's so appalling. And did you notice how bad his mouth makeup was? It was like so bad.
Oh. I just think he looks terrible.
Terrible.
Okay, moving along. Now we have just, here he is with the rambling dementia. And every time this man gets in front of a microphone, I think they have teleprompter for him, but he cannot, what does he call it? The weave. And here's the thing.
I forgot about the weave.
The weave. Here's the thing. Like, if you go to visit your crazy racist uncle in the memory care wing of a nursing home center, you know, then you're like, okay, it's great to see you. We'll see you later. And you walk out. The people sitting here listening to this are United States senators. These are very serious jobs with people that make very serious decisions that affect millions of people in the United States, but also worldwide. And nobody fucking says a word about this batshit crazy dementia that this man has. Play the clip.
And we had this long wall with half windows because that used to be a swimming pool on the other side of the wall. That was the swimming pool where Jackie would say, I hear women inside. Are women inside? Quite a famous, I'm not saying anything. This was a part of a movie. And
What?
the Secret Service said, no, ma'am. There's no women inside, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am. You're going to have to move along. But I hear women inside. No, ma'am. You'll have to move along, ma'am. So that was the famous swimming pool. Now it's even worse. It's for the media. They covered the pool up. And now it's for the media. And I think we have a small representative group. I don't think they allowed the rest.
All right. I mean, it's just, I can't even comment on that jet stream of bullshit, insanity. Again, he is who he is. The Republican senators that run around preaching family values and national security, and we're conservatives and constitutionalists, fuck you. I mean, seriously, all you've ever wanted was power, and you are beholden to this dementia-ridden Kangles McTaco Tits piece of shit because you have no spine, you have no courage. That man, that incompetent, senile, demented man has all of your balls. And that's pretty pathetic that somebody that is that big of a beta male rules all of these Republican congressmen and senators. It's just staggering. All right, buy our book. It's called Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches. Pumps has got it right there. It's pinned right below in the show notes. It's a great way to support us. Subscribe, and we will see you later with more news.